What's up, everyone? This is Brett.
This is Matt.
And this is Backwoods Gaming. And this is going to be our review for Snowrunner, which is found on the Xbox Gamepass. And we're going to try to do reviews over various games over Xbox Gamepass to tell you whether or not they are worth your time or not worth your time. And we are going to waste our time to keep you from wasting yours. All right, so Snowrunner, what was your initial thoughts before we get into this?
The game could have been better. I thought Mudrunner was great. And honestly, they done really great class on Mudrunner. Then they got the Snowrunner and went cheap.
Yeah, I kind of felt that way too. I mean, my initial thought of it was a little bit disappointing. My son actually has Mudrunners on Nintendo Switch, and it was just a lot better in every facet of just every way. I personally enjoyed it. I thought this one was really kind of slow paced, and I think it was really sorry.
I think the creators didn't take enough time to go ahead and, let's look at the graphics. They did not focus nothing on the graphics. They did a bad job on the graphics. The trees look 2D. I mean, what game do you play nowadays that looks 2D?
Well, let's get into things that we hate because we're pessimists first. And then we'll get into things that we loved about the game. And look, that's actually the first thing we can get into is the graphics on it. The background graphics was terrible.
It was. It was very pixelated.
Yeah, it really was. It kind of, you know what it kind of reminded me of? A PlayStation 2 video.
It reminded me of, Godfather on PlayStation 2.
Really?
It did.
I mean, it was, I'm playing these other, we play here on Backwoods Gaming, we play a lot of hunting games. We play just a lot, Far Cry 5 or Sea of Thieves or any of these.
Call of the Wild has the best, I think Far Cry 5 has the best graphics so far that I've seen.
But I mean, we're spoiled with graphics, and don't get me wrong, totally understand that Snowrunner doesn't necessarily probably have the
best,
the money that, let's say a Far Cry 5 is, and I don't expect it
would be soft game.
But I will say this, Mudrunner had a lot better graphics than what
the trees look more realistic, and when you hit them, it looked more real. When you hit these, it looks like it's stiff.
And I kind of felt like, just the surrounding graphics of it. I thought overall, I thought the truck looked great, but I thought as far as the kind of the way the mud would sling too, it just didn't feel right. It just felt like when it come to the trees and the surrounding areas, it just felt like something that a basic person could actually do.
It's like a kid done this in college.
Yeah, really, in a lot of different ways. There was nothing really impressive about it.
No, I mean, what ruined me is the 2D trees. When I first saw the game, I'm like, okay, the picture looks good. Then we got into the game and started playing it. It started getting worse. It did not get any better.
Yeah, it got worse, I would say. And that's probably the one thing, if I could pick only one complaint that I had with this game that really took me out of this game the most would be the graphics on just the surrounding areas with the trees and the way the mud slung. I couldn't get into it. I just could not get into it.
As many times as we played it, it didn't draw us in.
No, it didn't draw us in. And another thing, the lighting of it. The lighting in this game,
the lighting is horrible.
I thought was horrible in this game. So,
you turn your headlights on, okay? Mm-hmm. It's horrible. You can't see but 2 feet in front of you.
No, you can't.
And so when the sun's setting, it makes everything hard to see. So I think they should have made it like a longer day instead of a longer night, because I understand it's all about, difficulty. Well, if you had a longer day, you probably could get a lot more done, and it wouldn't take you as long through the map to get done, because these maps are huge.
Yeah. They are, and I feel like when it comes to the lighting, I felt like it was just piss poor lighting. It's just done 2 ways.
It's like someone had a 2D flashlight that's barely working and the batteries are dead.
Yeah, it's like literally if you strap just this tiny little flashlight
to the front of your truck,
big of your 18-wheeler, and just duct taped it on and then turned it on, and then went with those lights. That's the way it felt in a lot of different ways. I just didn't like it. I hated every aspect of the lighting system. I never found one that actually really that I liked. Or even I could stand.
Yeah,
to be honest with you.
I have a spotlight I just bought is brighter than them headlights on that game.
I know, right? And I'll tell you another part about it: the snow. The snow. This game is called Snowrunner, But to me, one of the most disappointing aspects of it too was the snow.
The snow looked like it needed help.
It really did. It was just.
It was,
and and we'll get into this later on when it comes to the starter trucks in it. The starter trucks really weren't made for
snow. No.
And that made no sense in a game called Snowrunner.
And then they expected you, okay, well, you got to go to the next map to get some more missions unlocked. Well, you go to the next map, you still got these 2-wheel drive trucks.
Yeah, but the snow itself just looked...
You get a 2-wheel drive truck out there, you ain't going to make it 10 feet without getting stuck.
No, and you're spending all your time winching yourself out.
Yeah, basically.
But as far as, the snow is concerned, just the look of it kind of had the same look as what the feel of the trees did.
Yep.
And that's just my aspect of it. And as far as, like, the starter trucks, too, starter trucks were terrible.
The starter trucks, I swear. Okay, you explain to me a four-wheel drive game, base four-wheel drive game, and you got a two-wheel drive going through thick mud, pulling a heavy load.
Yeah.
It literally took me 30 minutes just to get from the driveway to the road to haul my load.
Yeah, I felt like we spent more time just winching ourselves out than actually
getting more missions done.
Yeah, getting the mission done. And that really, it's fun when it's when there's a lot of, where you're really having to work your way and feel like you're accomplishing something. But when you're just winching yourself out, you go a few feet and then you winch yourself out. Go a few feet and you're winching yourself out.
To be honest,
that takes you out of the game.
It just makes me frustrated.
It really does.
Honestly, I'm working my butt off. Like, I could go do this in real life and do less problems.
Yeah, exactly. So, to me, I felt like that was just a really bad aspect of this.
But I would give them this. The trucks look great, but I am not impressed by the... Okay, so I think the A-semis all should be four-wheel drive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, shouldn't be no two-wheel drive. You go to Mud Runner, all of their stuff is full-wheel drive. Not one of them is two-wheel drive.
Well, I just felt like for a game called Snowrunner, none of the trucks felt like they were made for actual snow.
And it sucks that you have to buy all the cosmetic stuff.
It really does. It really does.
I mean, you have to sit there and fight. Okay, you got to go pay $9,000 for tires. I don't think you should pay anything. Mud Runner, you just selected what you want.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would actually have made it more fun.
It would if I didn't have to work for money to buy new trucks or buy cosmetics and stuff. I would if I didn't have to work for that hard. Yeah, I'd just rather do mission to mission and enjoy the mission and not worry about what I'm getting paid at the end of it.
I mean, and that also brings us, to our next point. The scout trucks. A lot of these trucks don't handle well.
No,
in this game.
That first Chevrolet you get, soon as you get on a flat surface and you're hitting it hard, your rear end starts tail ending and starts going around behind you.
I mean, there was one when we were playing this game. There was one where we were just coming out of the driveway, and we didn't even make it out of the driveway before we got stuck. But the scout trucks, especially, do not handle well in this game.
But the thing is, you know what they're for? They're for going to unlock waypoints and maps and stuff. And guess what? They can't even do that.
No, they
the starter trucks can't even do that.
And so that's a big negative. For this game when it comes to that. Now, as far as the way the maps are, the maps are big.
Yeah, and it takes
but they're very unhelpful in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, because it says you need to go this way. Well, no, I'm going to go this way. It's faster. It doesn't make sense.
I don't really know how to explain the maps. It's like they are really convoluted, but then they're kind of basic all at the same time. Mm-hmm. But it's never anything that really seems to help you out as a gamer.
Yes.
In any form or fashion to know what to do or to help you get to where you're needing to go.
Like some games have arrows over top of your truck so you know which way you got to go to face. Yeah.
Yes. And so I kind of felt like in that regard, yes. The maps they're big, but they're just not very helpful. Now, as far as the instructions on missions...
They don't give you nothing. They just expect you to know where to go.
This is some of the worst instructions I have ever seen on any form of a game.
Okay, this is the way they go. Accept mission. Where do I go? And then don't tell you.
Yes, and then try to figure out your way into something. That is the way I personally felt when it come to this. I felt like they expected you to just automatically know what you're doing. And that's just, I don't like games that are that way. I like a little bit more instruction when it comes to that. I like when there's a little bit more instruction to these missions, way I look at it. So that was a big negative too. And another thing, it's really hard to get money in this game.
It is. It's ridiculously hard.
And you know, that's a problem. I don't remember having that problem with
Mud Runner. You didn't get money. You got reward. No, what you did is unlock the next map. Mm-hmm. You got to do a certain amount of missions and get what you had done to unlock the next map to go to it.
And you know, I feel like that's a better system.
I think it is because if you go, okay, I'm doing one missions. Well, I only got $1,000. What is $1,000 going to buy you in this game?
Yeah, I know. I kind of felt that way too. It didn't buy you anything.
And they priced the trucks too high. You're looking at almost $129,000 for a big semi. Well, you would have to sell everything you got just to get one truck.
I felt like none of the trucks that we ever bought was really that good.
They're either too big or too heavy or didn't have enough.
Well, yeah, they always had some kind of big negative, or either most of them just weren't four-wheel drive.
No, they were just two-wheel drive.
I mean, and that is so perplexing for a game called Snowrunner to me.
I mean, two-wheel drive. Okay, you know, how many people, I mean, there's a lot of people that own two-wheel drive, but how many people do you know that lives in the backwoods don't have four-wheel drive?
I know. I know. I mean, we live out in the country. This is why our thing is called Backwoods Gaming. Our channel is called Backwoods Gaming. We live in
about 20 miles away from town.
Yeah, and so we're very knowledgeable in that one aspect. When you have a truck, it's a four-wheel drive truck.
Yep.
It has to be a four-wheel drive truck. You're not getting down these roads.
No.
Unless you've got four-wheel drive. And it goes that way, you know, for, you know, where were we? Alaska, Michigan in these games?
Yep, Alaska, Michigan. You know, I'm pretty sure people in Alaska has freaking four-wheel drive.
I'm pretty sure everyone in Alaska has four-wheel drive.
I guarantee it, because you can't get across that snow without four-wheel drive.
But I mean, and that's a problem with this. You know, again, that's just one of many other negatives of this game. And then, of course, the last one is... You know, shouldn't have to discover trucks together.
And I swear, and I understand you did that in Mud Runner, but you didn't have to go. You discover that truck, you don't have to go buy it.
Yeah.
So in Snowrunner, you had to go to the actual place in Mud Runner, pull up to the truck, unlock it, recover it to the garage, and it's yours.
Yeah.
On here, you have to go to a different discovery upgrade point.
I felt like the garage system was was a lot more convoluted than what it was in Mud Runner.
It was less organized because on Mud Runner they lined them out in a line. This is just one little area, and you can only spawn one car.
Yeah, I mean, but that is basically our negatives on that. I just felt like overall the game looked really basic. It didn't look like it should be on a next gen console at all. The lighting sucked. The snow in a game called Snowrunner looked terrible.
Yep.
The starter trucks were just piss poor at best. The maps just weren't really helpful. And neither were the instructions in it. But anyways, now that we've got through the bad parts, let's now get to the one thing that we actually got to know a lot about in this game.
Exactly.
The winching. The winching part is actually helpful.
It was very helpful. So when you flip your truck...
But you will be doing a lot of it in this game.
So when you flip over, you can use the winch while your engine's off. In Mud Runner, you could not do that.
Yeah.
So you had to go get another truck to recover that truck. Mm-hmm. But at least on this, they can let you access the winch without the motor being ran, which I thought was really helpful.
Yeah, that's the way I kind of feel towards it too. I felt like that was a significant upgrade from Mud Runner. Mm-hmm. And that is an actual upgrade. That is an upgrade.
Yeah, it is.
That is incredibly helpful because I don't know how many times on Mud Runner
I flipped over.
And I'm just screwed at that point.
Yep.
So that is a big plus. Now, as far as the sound characteristics go, I thought they were great. I really did. I really liked the way the sound characteristics went in it.
I thought it was great. I mean, the sound characteristics actually sound like a daggum semi. Mm-hmm. It was great. I enjoyed it. I mean, the more realism in the trucks and everything. I love the characteristics in the truck. The sounds were awesome. They were more realistic to me than what Mud Runner was.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the way I kind of felt like too. I kind of felt like it really brought you into the game. I felt like it really caused you to, be enamored by at least the sound wise, even if you couldn't get into the surroundings of it.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunately my biggest problem with the game was the surroundings of it. But I enjoyed the sound of it. I thought they did real well on that. Now, as far as the way the trucks look, I thought the trucks looked great.
They did.
The
tires looked really well.
Yeah, the tires had really good looked great as well. I mean, I had some problems with the way the mud kind of looked on it.
I mean, the mud kind of, you looked at Mud Runner, you got bogged down, but you're still getting through it.
Yeah.
In this game, you get totally stuck. Well, if you get totally stuck, you have nowhere to go.
Yeah. But overall, I mean, that's basically all the good things I got to say about this game.
There's not many I have.
Yeah, there's not much I got to say about this game that's really good. But what is your final rating over this?
I give it a 2. I don't know, 2 out of 10. I don't.
Why do you give it a 2?
I think it could have. There's other games out there I would more enjoy than just sitting here and fighting another game.
So, do you think this game is worth people's time?
No,
when it comes to...
I don't even think it's worth the $20 it offers.
What about those who are fans of Mud Runner?
For the fans of Mud Runners, if y'all enjoy,
you're a big fan of Mud Runner.
I'm a big fan of Mud Runner. I love Mud Runner. But I thought Snowrunner was going to be twice as better and fix the little problems they had in Mud Runner. I thought it was going to be the same thing.
Yeah.
Just a different game, just better with different maps.
Now, as far as me, I'll give it a little bit of higher grade. I'll give it a 3 out of 10. And the only reason why I'm giving it a 3 out of 10 is simply because of the winching system. Because I think the winching system was an upgrade. Overall, I mean, I did enjoy the sound characteristics of it. I thought the trucks did look good, even though I didn't feel like they worked properly. I thought the aesthetics of the way they looked were good. Tire graphics were good. I'll give it a 3 out of 10 for that, but I still think it's not worth your time of downloading. That's just my personal opinion.
And, you know, for people that have bad internet, you know how long it takes to download a game like this? It takes 4 days. So would it be 4 days worth of your time to download? So
I would say... For me, this is a pass. I personally wouldn't.
100% pass for me.
But anyways, guys, let us know what y'all think down below. That's just our opinion on it. Let us know what your opinion is. As always, guys, thank y'all so much for watching. And if y'all enjoy our content here on Backwoods Gaming, please like, subscribe, and leave that comment down below.
Take care.
Y'all take care, guys.